Welcome to this segment of the Harpreet Singh Show. In today's segment, we are going to talk to Samneet Chepal. He's a student from Enver Creek. We have started a new series, as you listened to Doug Strecken last time, that every off and on we'll have students coming from schools who have excelled in academics as well as in sports, as well as they have done something for the society. So today we'll talk to Samneet and ask him that what he has achieved and why we should learn from him, and especially our youngsters, what they can learn from him. Welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me, Mr. Singh.
Welcome. Which grade do you study in, and what have you achieved?
Well, basically, I'm in grade 12, and as you mentioned, I go to Enver Creek Secondary. And at the school, there's so many opportunities to get involved, and I've been fortunate to be a part of many activities. Some of them include Student Council, Model United Nations, and I've also been fortunate to be on our school's rugby team. So it's been a really great experience.
Okay. Well, many a times we find that lots of our students get astray. They're not following that path of, what you're talking of, getting that all knowledge which can be got from the school. And many times we listen that some of our youngsters have, gone towards the wrong side, which I mean to say there's a lot of peer pressure also in the kind of environment in the school. Yeah. So how are you able to say, because the purpose of talking to you is that whatever you have achieved, you can be a source of inspiration to others also. Yeah. So the kind of peer pressure which is in the schools and how to cope up with that, and whatever path you want to follow, how to go for that.
Well, Mr. Singh, to be honest with you, in grade 8 and 9, I was sort of following in that path as well.
Okay.
And it was hard. There was a lot of peer pressure, but through my family's support, I was able to shift from the path and move towards academic excellence and getting involved in the community. And I think the number one thing that students should focus on is just listening to their family, listening to your parents, because they're there to support you. They're there to every day to motivate you and strive for excellence. And I think it's really important that we respect what they're telling us, and we should listen to what they have to say.
Well, the family plays a very important role, as you have said, in a child's life, but also in the school. If there are some issues, challenges, are there any resources where you can go and talk to the counselors or some other person over there?
Yeah. So a lot of people actually ask me that, and the thing is, I can say I have two families. One is my biological family, my mom, my dad, and my sister, and my other family is my school family, where I have my teachers, my friends, my students, and fellow Enver Creek Cougars, and they're really, really supportive. Regardless of whether you make a mistake, they're always there to pick you back up and make you strive for excellence, which is really, really appreciated.
Now, while you were saying that you have achieved academic excellence also, and also you are spending your time in lots of other activities. So if you can let us know, especially getting good marks also, and then involving yourself in various activities also, how do you manage your time and what the children can learn from you?
Well, basically, I think the number one thing is to prioritize your time and prioritize your activities, because if you make a list of what you need to do and what's the most important thing you have to do, it's easier to get them done, and you have more time at the end to relax and enjoy your free time.
What are your future plans? Where do you want to study and what do you want to do?
In the future, I plan to go to Queen's School of Business in Ontario and pursue a degree in commerce.
Okay. And what you have been doing in the school, because when you go to the university, things are different. So do you plan to carry on that same legacy which you are going to leave here?
Well, I plan to keep on getting involved within the Queen's community and maintain my volunteer and leadership involvement.
When should a child start thinking of spending their time in volunteer work, and also the kind of volunteer work which you have done?
Well, all I can say is as soon as possible, because I got started with volunteering in grade 10, and I think that's a bit too late. It's never too late to start, and it's never too early to start as well. I've met people who are 5 years old and have started volunteering, so any age is perfect to start.
And also, when you talk about your career, you have to select a line where you want to, what you want to pursue later on. So who was your guide who told you that you should go into business, or was it in your mind from your home, or how did this thing come in?
Well, I think it was at a young age. I was inspired by close family relatives after viewing their success after going into business, and it was also my parents' motivation for me as well.
Right.
So I think that played a major factor in me pursuing a career in business.
Surrey is a beautiful place to live, and lots of schools here where all kinds of facilities are provided to the youngsters. What would you contribute back to the society, and whatever you are pursuing after you excel in your academics also and you finish off from the Queen's University?
Yeah.
What are your plans for future?
Well, after I graduate from Queen's, I still want to continue my community involvement, because it shouldn't just stop after you graduate. It should be a lifetime of giving back to the community, because in the end, it's everyone in the community who made who we are. So I think it's really important to give back, whether it be volunteering at the food bank, volunteering with the city of Surrey, or maybe even organizing your own charity.
Okay.
There's a lot for the future, so we'll look into that in upcoming future.
Wonderful. And towards the end, what would be your message to the youngsters who are listening to this and watching this program today?
Well, my message would be to work as hard as possible and do your best.
Congratulations and best wishes for your future endeavors, and it's a great pride to have you over here, because you are our future, and that's why we have started this new program whereby from different schools of Surrey we'll be bringing in the bright students, and so that you are an inspiration to others. Best wishes from our side.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. ਸੋ ਅੱਜ ਜੋ ਅਸੀਂ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕੀਤੀ ਹੈ ਉਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸੁਣਿਆ ਇਸ ਨੌਜਵਾਨ ਬੱਚੇ ਨੂੰ, ਅਤੇ ਇਸ ਦਾ ਮੁੱਖ ਮਕਸਦ ਜੋ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਇਹ ਵੀ ਕਿਸੇ ਸਮੇਂ ਇੱਕ ਰਸਤੇ ਤੋਂ ਪਿੱਛੇ ਚਲੇ ਗਏ ਸੀ, ਗਲਤ ਪਾਸੇ ਤੁਰ ਪਏ ਸੀ, ਲੇਕਿਨ ਘਰ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਇੱਕ ਮਾਹੌਲ ਸੀ ਤੇ ਸਕੂਲਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜੋ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਗਾਈਡੈਂਸ ਮਿਲੀ, ਉਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਇਹ ਮੁੜ ਤੋਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਪੈਰਾਂ 'ਤੇ ਖੜੇ ਹੋਏ। ਨਾ ਸਿਰਫ ਖੜੇ ਹੋਏ, ਐਕੈਡਮਿਕਲੀ ਆਲਸੋ ਔਰ ਅਦਰਵਾਈਜ਼ ਵੋਲੰਟੀਅਰ ਵਰਕ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੀ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਕੁਝ ਕੀਤਾ ਹੈ। ਸੋ ਆਓ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੌਜਵਾਨ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਤੋਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਕੁਝ ਸਿੱਖ ਸਕੀਏ ਤੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ 'ਚ ਵੀ ਐਸਾ ਇੱਕ ਅਹਿਸਾਸ ਜਗਾ ਸਕੀਏ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਨੂੰ ਅਤੇ ਸੁਸਾਇਟੀ ਨੂੰ ਕੁਝ ਕੰਟਰੀਬਿਊਟ ਕਰਨਾ ਹੈ।